Hello and welcome to this tutorial on sirens, or drills as I've heard them called. I call them sirens because I think they sound a lot like sirens. These are pretty common sounds, hear them a lot in EDM. Here's an example. So yeah, that's what we're going to make. We're going to use Tunefish again. This is one of my favorite synthesizers. It's free, it's easy to use. So let's get started. So I'm just going to bring up Tunefish here, and we're going to pick a initializer, empty spot, and let's get started. Alright, so we're not going to need any of the voice settings at the top. What we're going to want to do is, because it's a high-pitched sound, we're going to pick a higher octave and just say 1. So we've already got something that sounds pretty close. We're going to need a little bit of modulation, but not this much, and just a little less harmonic. So you want a pretty clean sound. Bring up the dampening. So sirens are really loud. You might not want this much volume. So let's go with that. And bandwidth, yeah. So we want a little bit of... Yeah, that'll do. We want a bit of variation in the sound. Alright, so the real trick with sirens is we want to mess around with the frequency. So we're going to use an envelope, and it's really all about the attack. So we'll just set these, and we'll just really play around with the attack. Alright, so let's create an envelope around the frequency. So you can hear that sounds pretty close. So I like to set this around 80%. So you get a bit of a up on the attack, and then the decay. Alright, that's pretty much our siren. So just to make it a little more interesting, I'm going to add another envelope on the scale. Sometimes these don't take. So you can hear it. Oh, it's the harmonics. So that sounds pretty good too. So that's pretty much the siren sound. And you can play around with the attack to get it to zip up quicker or really slowly. Another thing that I like is adding a filter. So use our envelope. It's always good to use the same LFO or the same envelope on a lot of your settings. It gives you some consistency in your sound. I'm just going to add an envelope to our high pass filter cutoff. So there is a bit of a thumping in there. I believe if we just up the release a little bit. So now we've got some kind of crazy laser thing going on. But yeah, the high pass gives you kind of a cleaner, more isolated sound. So if we just bring this into our... I'll just put this on our mixer, and not on that channel. You can take a look at what it looks like. So it's a pretty clean sound. I've added it to a little loop. And I'll just play that. So that's a good idea of what kind of things you can do with it. And I don't know, I hope you found this useful, and I hope you use Tunefish. It's a great little synthesizer. If you have any comments or questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. And thanks very much for watching.